Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bob and Tech. Today we are solving one of the most common problems beginners face in Linux: how to read system logs without getting lost. In this video, I will walk you through journalctl step by step, using the simplest commands that work right away. If you want to follow along, there is a link to try the node for free in the video description. Let's move to the terminal and take this one command at a time. Journalctl is the tool that lets you read logs collected by systemd. If something is breaking, this is usually where you look. If you were to enter in the command journalctl by itself, you'll see a long scrolling list of messages, usually starting from when the system was installed. Each line is a log entry from a service or part of the system. By default, journalctl shows everything, oldest to newest. In a real-world use case scenario, a user may report that their machine is running slow. You would run journalctl to quickly see if any services have been crashing or restarting. Most of the time, you don't need the entire log history. You just want what happened recently. In that situation, you can do the journalctl-r. This gives you the same entries, but now the newest ones appear at top. The -r option reverses the order so you see the most recent events first. If, for example, something failed right now, you would use the -r to see the latest logs immediately without scrolling. When you're troubleshooting live issues, you want to watch logs as they happen. Journalctl with -f. Now new log messages appear as they are created, similar to using the tail-f. This is helpful when restarting services or testing changes. On the left side of the screen, I have journalctl-f. This shows new log messages as they appear. On the right side of the screen, I'm going to run apt-update. I'm going to run sudo apt-update. And as it's updating, you'll see on the left side of the screen the journal entry is updating for as well. Instead of reading everything, you can filter logs to a single service. This will help keep the noise down and give you exactly what you need. We're going to do SSH, and I've got to have sudo in front of that. But now, let's say if we had a user that said they couldn't connect over SSH, we could check only the SSH logs to find authentication errors or connection failures. And sometimes you don't always want old logs. Sometimes you only want what happened since your last system restart. In that case, you would do sudo journalctl-b, and only logs from the current boot session will show. This keeps your investigation focused on the most relevant time frame. So let's say if after a reboot a service isn't starting correctly, you can use the -b to narrow the logs down to everything since that reboot. You can ask journalctl for logs from a certain time without guessing. Simply enter journalctl, --since, and then in parentheses the time frame. For this example, I'm going to do 1 hour ago. And only log entries created within the last hour will show. The --since filter understands human-friendly time. For example, if a user was to say it broke an hour ago, now you can look only at that time frame. One of the most common mistakes I see with people running journalctl is one that I did earlier in the video, and that's forgetting to put sudo in front of the command. The majority of the logs you're going to be viewing will require elevated permissions. So if you see any type of permission denied message, rerun the command with sudo in front of it. Another mistake that beginners often make, and myself along with them, is forgetting to filter the logs. Instead, I try to read through thousands of lines at a time. Now, the solution to that is start with one filter. You can do a -u for service and limit it down to just the service you're using. Then you can do -b or even the --since to filter on down what you're trying to look for. The key on the real world is to keep it simple as you're going through the journal logs. And another big mistake that a lot of people make is service names need to be exact. If it fails to run, check the exact unit name. You can do systemctl list-units space --type equals service. This will list all the services on the server that you're running. So let's simulate a real-world scenario. The user on the right reports that they cannot connect through SSH. So you need to start with the most specific information. So since I'm on the server right now, I'm going to do sudo journalctl -u the SSH service -r. And this will give me the newest entries at the top. And if they're having trouble SSHing in, you should see authentication errors toward the top. This tells us that the service is running, the service is reachable, and the issue is most likely incorrect credentials or a lot to count. So to simulate it, I'm going to do several failed SSH attempts here. So now if I go back to my server and rerun my journalctl command, I see several authentication failures for my user. And in my situation, I really did misspell the password, so I already know what the problem is. But this is how you would use journalctl to get an answer quickly without digging through the entire system log. If you want to go one step further, you can combine different filters. For example, you can do sudo journalctl -u ssh --since and then quotation marks 30 minutes ago space -r. This keeps your log view small, specific, and time bound. It's a clean way to learn how filtering works. Now you can work through these steps a few times and journalctl will start to feel natural to you. Start with the basic commands, keep your filter simple, and build confidence one step at a time. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment down below of how you used journalctl.